Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about PlayStation 1 emulation with Duckstation, and Duckstation continues to get better and better. Duckstation just got a brand new update. For those who may be unaware, Duckstation is on a rolling release schedule. It gets updated quite frequently here, and this latest update has a whole bunch, and I mean a whole bunch of fixes, tweaks, and optimizations. It's worth noting that these updates are specific to the PC version of Duckstation, so Mac, Windows, and Linux. No word yet on Android. And speaking about PlayStation emulation, next up we're going up a few generations and talking about PS4 emulation with GR2fork. GR2fork is a fork of Shad PS4 specifically geared towards Gravity Rush 2, and GR2fork just got a big update. So at the time of filming, GR2fork version 2.0 is the latest and greatest update, and they kind of say everything about it right in the headline here. Performance boosts, crashing hotfixes, bug fixes, and ultra-wide support. If you are interested in this one and wanted to learn more about it, like everything we talk about, links are within the GitHub link in the bottom of the description below. I don't hide my sources. Next up, we're switching to Windows emulation on Android with Bannerhub, and Bannerhub just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, Bannerhub version 3.6.1 is their latest and greatest and latest stable update. Taking a look here, the big thing is Epic Services, Epic Online Services, EOS, Phase 1, Online Authentication. Online multiplayer and EOS integrated Epic games now works. Now it's worth pointing out here, that was Phase 1. Phase 2 here is in-game EOS overlay. It has not been implemented just yet. I don't have a time frame on this, but at the same time here, it appears they are working on it. And for Phase 3, I've heard it may subscribe to Mr. Sujano. Next up, we're shifting from software to hardware and talking about the Steam controller. Now, we talked about the Steam controller yesterday when stock levels were decimated within minutes of the controller becoming available. I mean, I was unable to get my hands on one of these things. A lot of people were, but taking a look at the comments in my previous video, and there were a number of people, surprisingly, who were able to get one. The very lucky people. Anyways, it appears that Valve is well aware of this situation, and they say here, Steam controller ran out faster than we anticipated, and we hate that not everyone who wanted one was able to get it. We're working on getting more in stock, and we'll have an update on expected timeline soon. So my advice here, if you are in the market for a Steam controller, obviously we don't have timelines, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend getting FOMO and heading to something like eBay and picking one up from a scalper at an inflated price, because that could be pretty bad overall if more stock become available and you can eventually pick one up for a much cheaper price. I don't necessarily think the Steam controller, and this might be a hot take, but I don't necessarily think it's a must-have item at this point in time. It is pricey. It does have some really cool features, but at the same time, I don't think it's required at this point in time if you don't have one already. If you were unable to purchase one, you've existed this long without one, you can probably wait until Valve releases even more to pick more up or pick one up. And speaking about Steam, next up we're shifting back from hardware to software. Well, I mean, it's talking about hardware as well, but we're talking about the Steam client update, and the Steam client update got an update on May 5th. The Steam client got an update on May 5th. Anyways, here, the big part of the update was enabling Steam controller support. They say right here, it's the very first bullet, Steam controller support, added pop-up message when a controller connects or disconnects, added settings to enable or disable controller battery notifications, improved the added controller user interface, and also some fixes. Next up here, we're shifting from Steam to Microsoft and talking about Xbox and Xbox Gaming CoPilot. Now, I remember talking about this initially when it was announced a while back, and I believe I was camping at the time walking through the woods near the water. I can remember the path that I took when I was talking about this thing. Anyways, here, it appears that Gaming CoPilot is being scaled back considerably. So this is right from Asha Sharma, and they say Xbox needs to move faster, deepen our connection with the community, and address friction for both players and developers. Today, we promoted leaders who helped build Xbox, while also bringing in new voices to help push us forward. This balance is important as we get the business back on track. As part of this shift, you'll see us begin to retire features that don't align with where we're headed. We will begin winding down CoPilot on mobile, and we'll stop development of CoPilot on console. Now, I'm not going to lie here. I'm really surprised about this one, given Asha's previous experience with AI and the direction Microsoft has been taken lately. I mean, this kind of breaks off from the Microsoft overall direction with their Copilot and pushing Copilot on frickin' everything. I don't know here. Let me know your thoughts on this one, but this to me is super weird and kind of out of character. Now, I'm not going to lie here. I'm not at all upset about this news, but I am super confused about this news. I mean, obviously being out of character, at least in my opinion. And secondly here, Rock Paper Shotgun points this out, and well, it's in part of their headline. Xbox boss bumps some of her Microsoft Core AI buddies up into leadership jobs. So if you're bumping up core AI people into leadership roles, why would you be getting rid of AI? It seems it just may pop up in a different way, shape, or form. Could be wrong with that. Hope I'm wrong with that. But I really don't know here. It's just a really weird situation overall. I mean, this seems really out of character for the direction I thought they'd be headed. Not that I'm complaining, but at the same time here, there are some red flags with this situation. But moving on from that, and next up here, we're shifting from Microsoft to Linux, kinda, and we're talking about System 76. So System 76 has been on fire lately in both the software and hardware spaces. In the software space, I mean, we've talked about Cosmic a whole bunch of times on this channel with Pop! OS and, well, the Cosmic desktop environment that can be used on more than just Pop! OS. Anyways, they've just released Cosmic Epic 1.0.12 here with a whole bunch of fixes, tweaks, and new stuff. For example, in the terminal, there's now an option to open new tabs in the current directory and make resetting zoom only affect the current tab. Now, on the hardware side of things, we've talked about System 76 laptops quite a bit. Now we're talking about desktops and a couple of new ones. So one of them here is a desktop called the Thelio Mira. I think I said that right, or Myra. Anyways, here, this one looks pretty beefy overall. I love the case design, and there are a few different versions. So the Mira Custom, Premium, and Elite. The Premium and Elite will set you back quite a bit, but they're also very well equipped. So taking a quick peek here at the Thelio Mira Custom, and out of the box it appears to be pretty well equipped. It's priced at $1,700 or $1,699 if you wanted to be specific. The CPU in this one, no slouch. It's a Ryzen 9 9950X3D. It can be configured with up to 192 gigs of RAM, but that will set you back as well. So you can crank the price super easily by adding in just a GPU here. A 16 gig NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5080 with a 1000 watt PSU will set you back almost $2,000. The RAM on this, it comes with 16 gigs stock, but if you wanted to upgrade that to something like, I don't know, 64 gigs, it'll set you back $770. Their other recent PC release here, I would say, is probably not for the everyday gamer, but at the same time, well, if you've got the money, this is, well, it's definitely interesting. This is the Thelio Major, priced at $7,000 or $6,999 if you wanted to be specific. They do start shipping in May, so this month, and well, this thing is a frickin' beast. Now, they do point this out, and I think this is worth noting. It's for deep research and development, enterprise AI and machine learning, large-scale data processing, and advanced simulation and modeling. Not the everyday gamer, but at the same time here, this thing has a Threadripper in it, the 9960X. And on top of that, it's got 64 gigs of RAM, but integrated graphics, or no, it's got an NVIDIA A400 in it. That's really interesting. So overall, it's a beast of a machine, but at the same time, you can crank the price up even higher here. You can add an extra $12,000 to this by adding in a 96 gig NVIDIA RTX Pro 6000. Overall, though, I mean, 19,000, holy smokes. Anyways, a couple of things I'll say here. Number one, obviously not for the average consumer. And number two here, these are beasts of machines. I mean, for a company looking into this stuff with specific use cases, this may be up their alley. Not necessarily up mine just based on these specs alone, but maybe it's up yours or your company's. I don't know here. Let me know your thoughts on these. Obviously not at $19,000, but I mean, at the same time. The Thelio Mira and Thelio Major, both of them seem really nice overall. Very nice cases. I guess the airflow is a lot better in these things. And also, I think they've overclocked the CPUs. So taking a look overall, I mean, for a Linux purpose-built machine and purpose-built also not necessarily for gaming, maybe interesting options for some people. And speaking about prices, next up here, we're talking about arguably the reason why everything nowadays is getting so expensive. Well, there's a few other reasons here, and we're definitely not talking about those in this video. But anyways here, listen to this headline up on Android Headlines, and you may shake your head. I know I am. AI demand to consume over 50% of global memory supply in 2026 alone. That is not a headline I like seeing. So basically, at a high level here, based on what I'm seeing, things are going to get more expensive and worse before they get better. If they get better, there's no current end in sight. And we were just talking about the Thelio Mira, priced at $1,700 to start. That may seem like a deal in the future, in the very near future. I mean, we talked about the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X being expensive, and then now it seems like a deal in comparison. Everything nowadays is just getting more and more expensive. But shifting from expensive to free, and talking about free and open source here with Game Boy and Game Boy Color emulator PyBoy, which is an emulator written in Python. Anyways, PyBoy just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, version 2.7.1 is the latest and greatest update. As for what's new here, they say a lot of compatibility improvements and general speed improvements. And speaking about speed, well, kinda. I mean, the screen is going at a predetermined speed. Next up here, we're talking about Dark Scrolls. Dark Scrolls is an indie game set to launch on May 28th and is being published by Devolver Digital. Taking a look here on Steam, and well, this one looks pretty interesting overall. It is a fantasy-themed action platformer. Now, it's worth noting here, I haven't tried this one out myself yet, but it is on my radar, and I see camping here, I see pixel graphics, and well, it's definitely up my alley, and maybe it's up yours. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I'm definitely wishlisting it. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.